Maritime Made is sponsored by Invest Nova Scotia because great things are happening. Invest Nova Scotia connects your business with the right resources and opportunities. InvestNovaScotia.ca.
ABCO Industries has a long history in the town of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, and has been in business in the same location since 1947. Some of the original buildings are even older, and once housed Camp Norway, a World War II training ground for displaced Norwegian fishermen. ABCO, a metal fabrication facility, may have a storied history in the town, but the company is firmly planted in the 21st century. Under new ownership, ABCO makes food processing equipment that's sold all over the world and builds and retrofits aluminum boats for clients closer to home. The company is also researching and building new and unique products, such as autonomous electric boats.
For over 76 years, ABCO has been a provider of engineered metal goods, servicing various industries in the globe, like marine, the industrial side of food production, and what we consider the environmental applications. In the Second World War, some Norwegian fishermen got stranded on this side of the Atlantic after their country was invaded, and the Canadian government built a training facility to house these fishermen and train them as military to go back and fight for their country. After the war, a couple of businessmen bought up the property and started a fabrication company servicing really the fishing industry. And they were doing a lot of boat building, on vessel food processing, and that's kind of how we ended up today with our marine division and our food machinery divisions. And we've also developed a number of environmental solutions, which is our sort of third silo here at ABCO.
Every ABCO project starts here with the engineering department. This team can design anything from food processing equipment, search and rescue boats, or even replacement parts for boat retrofitting. Naval architects are often brought in for specific boat projects due to the various government rules in the marine industry. Boat building is a growth area for ABCO, specifically aluminum boat building. To facilitate this growth, the company has invested in the Bystronic automated modular warehouse system, starting with a multi-story warehouse and laser cutter. Here, engineering designs are sent electronically to the laser cutter. Large sheets of aluminum, or other metals if required, are transferred from the warehousing system to the laser cutter bed. Here, a 10-kilowatt laser is able to quickly cut the desired shapes from the metal sheet in record time. In fact, this laser is up to 35 times faster than the water cutting technology previously used by ABCO and can cut much thicker sheets of metal. The cutting table is 6 feet by 12 feet and can accommodate very large sheets of metal, including aluminum, stainless steel, and mild steel. Once the metal parts have been cut, they're either sent for layout and welding or sent to the CNC or press brake for further manipulation. Both aluminum boats and food processing equipment require more than just flat laser-cut parts. In the machine shop, a variety of precision parts are milled and created using hydraulic presses, as well as a variety of CNC machines. The CNC machine can cut and mill pieces to exact required specifications. Here, a worker uses the press brake. A press brake can bend flat aluminum and other metals at a variety of angles. Following design plans, the operator can create a variety of unique bends on a single piece of sheet metal. ABCO has been producing industry-specific food processing equipment since the 1960s. Workers weld filters, pipes, and other parts all on site. Here, we see a lettuce washer being finished and tested for a client, as well as a coil heater for cooking clams.
The Huskilson brothers bought ABCO in 2018, And since then, we've doubled the size of our fabrication footprint from 20,000 to 40,000 square feet. We've been adding various advanced manufacturing techniques. Hiring has never stopped. And we're really looking forward to continuing the tradition of the working waterfront here in Lunenburg through boat building and others, and looking forward to the marriage of various advanced manufacturing techniques and the new technologies that leave our doors.
These aluminum pieces are being laid out and prepared for a new aluminum boat. Smaller pieces are being welded to the larger panels. Once organized, each piece is laid up on a steel jig and spot welded or tacked in place. The web frame of the boat, in this case an autonomous vessel, is made up of longitudinal stiffeners and a center keel. The keel is one of the most important aspects of the boat and must be kept straight at all times. This is not an easy task with aluminum, which expands quite rapidly when heated with the welder and contracts when it cools. This is called weld distortion and must be avoided at all costs. Once all the pieces have been tacked in place, the hull is very gently turned over and all the seams are carefully welded by hand. Aluminum welding is a specialized art and is not something your typical welder may be able to do effectively. Some of the more tricky parts, such as the keel, are fully welded by robotics. The wheelhouse for each boat is built separately from the hull and will be attached to the hull at a later point. The boat's wiring is also built separately and will be added later by an ABCO team of expert boat builders. ABCO also uses their boat building skills to retrofit older aluminum craft, such as these high-tech Canadian Coast Guard vessels. Many working vessels are required to go through what is called a midlife refit. This means that the boats are stripped to the bare aluminum and all the electronics and mechanical elements of the craft are checked for wear and damage, then repaired or replaced as required by Transport Canada. While maintaining their connection to the past, ABCO is firmly working towards the future.
In our recent aggressive growth period over the last 3 to 4 years, the advanced manufacturing portion of that has been top of mind, and Invest Nova Scotia was instrumental in helping us attain and install a 10 kilowatt laser cutting system, which when we bought it, it was the most powerful laser in Eastern Canada.